zoo conducts research in a number of regions across the world, including the Goualougo Triangle. I'd never heard of the Goualougo Triangle, much less tried to spell it. Thanks, autocorrect. Here's what I discovered. The Goualougo Triangle is a region of the Congo. There are two key objectives in Lincoln Park Zoo's Goualougo Triangle project. The first is monitoring how apes interact with their surroundings, and the second is studying the impacts of logging.
In the Republic of Congo, it's a very special place where both chimpanzees and gorillas live together in the same forest. And so we have a research site there led by Dr. Dave Morgan, in which they study the behavior and the tool-using behaviors of these amazing animals. It's also very important there to study how logging is impacting those populations, because we're really concerned about their endangered status as well.
Can you tell me a little bit more about logging in the area?
Unfortunately, right now, mechanized logging is creating a lot of problems for ape populations. What happens is that these large logging companies come in and really change the landscape quite a bit so that it's not suitable for apes anymore. So what our scientists are doing are recording behavior about how these impacts take place, and then actually working with the logging companies to change their practices so that they don't impact the ape populations as much. Apes use very particular parts of their forest. They like certain trees, certain heights of trees, certain aspects of the jungle around them. And so what we want logging companies to do is to focus on keeping those parts of the forest intact and using other, somewhat less desirable parts of the forest where they can export those logs and use them for their own business.
I've heard that apes in Goualougo use tools in a very unique way. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, you know, the apes there, primarily really the chimps, use tools in a very different way than we know. Now, we've known for several decades that chimpanzees are able to use sticks to extract things like termites out of termite mounds. But what we've seen in Goualougo is really different. They use tool sets in that they collect different types of tools for different purposes and plan ahead for these activities.
Wow.
So they might use a very solid stick to dig a hole, put that aside, and then take another stick that they've collected earlier and use that to extract the ants. This really shows a lot of foresight and is a very advanced form of tool use.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the tool use that you see here at Lincoln Park Zoo?
So we know, of course, from studies of wild apes that they're capable of doing these types of tasks, using tools to acquire food, for instance. So we wanted to give the apes that live here at Lincoln Park Zoo those types of opportunities as well. So we created an artificial termite mound. It's made of concrete and has little holes in it in which the apes can reach in with sticks that they collect to extract foods. Usually we put in things like ketchup or mustard or honey, and that sticks to the stick and they take it out with their mouths. Chimpanzees live in a relatively limited range of Africa, and so do gorillas. But what's really unique about Goualougo is that both of these species are in the same forest. And really that matches what we have here at the Regenstein Center for African Apes. We've got chimpanzees and gorillas here, just like in the Goualougo forest. So one of the main aspects of our research is to do comparative work, studying how chimpanzees and gorillas might differ, just like in the wild.
What can we do to help apes in the wild?
Well, ape populations in Africa are under a lot of pressure. And we know that deforestation is a big problem. So we're encouraging people to make careful choices when they go out and buy wood. So for instance, you should only select timber that is FSC certified, Forest Stewardship Council. We know that wood has been harvested in sustainable ways and has minimal impact on ape populations.
A big thanks to Dr. Steve Ross and Lincoln Park Zoo for all that we've learned today. We've had a blast.